The 2000s era of Sonic was really the GOAT. Nah, for real, it really was. And before you dash out of this video thinking I'm just some old head reminiscing on my youth, give me the time to explain. So, Sonic in the 2000s era, just like today, had a heavy focus on being a multimedia juggernaut. Of course, at this time, he had yet to experience Hollywood blockbuster success, but the Sonic franchise was going strong in the comic industry with Archie Sonic comics. Sonic X was immensely popular on television. There were various different toy lines covering merchandise. And most importantly, Sonic had games. And when I say games, the franchise had a ton of games in this era. It had your portable titles, your spin-offs, re-releases, and of course, mainline games. There were also a slew of mobile phone titles released such as Sonic Tennis, Sonic Billiards, Sonic's Casino Poker, and many more, but I won't be covering those since I'm pretty sure many of us did not play those. However, the first thing Sega and Sonic Team did in the year 2000 was give Sonic Adventure some DLC events on the Dreamcast, but that was very minor. Their first big move in the year 2000 was to release the spin-off Sonic Shuffle, which sucked. Okay, not the best of starts in trying to state why the 2000s era was the best era for Sonic. Anyhow, the next game that was released has left an insane, everlasting impression on the Sonic community, and that game is no other than Sonic Adventure 2, which came out for the Dreamcast in 2001. To be honest, what can I say about this game that has not already been said? This game nearly perfected Sonic's 3D gameplay formula. Minus the way it handles the spin dash, I prefer Avengers 1, but that's a minor nitpick. It introduced Shadow, Rouge, and Gun into the world of Sonic, had a great story for a Sonic game, and made every character feel integral to the overall goal of the story. And, of course, it expanded on Adventure 1's Chow Garden too. Overall, this game is a huge W for Sonic, and for the 2000s era of Sonic. Sega wasn't done just yet though. In the year 2001, they released Sonic Advance on the Game Boy Advance at the end of that year, blending their classic Sonic formula within a new modern era, earning itself a 9.1 from none other than IGN. 2002 saw the release of Sonic Mega Collection and a sequel to Sonic Advance. The Mega Collection was a compilation title that held Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Spinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, plus other unlockable non-related Sonic Genesis games. And to be completely honest, my very first Sonic game is in fact the Mega Collection for GameCube. I love this compilation title and play these games so much. And man, the joy I felt when I finally was able to beat the Death Egg robot was so amazing. 2003 saw the release of two more portable spin-off games, those being Sonic Pinball Party and Sonic Battle. I don't know too much about Pinball Party, but I will say that Sonic Battle is a very underrated Sonic title. Seeing Sonic's friends perform unique moves based on their character and abilities was awesome, and something that was basically semi-new. The game even earned an 8 from IGN as well. Sonic Adventure became playable on other consoles this year too with the release of Sonic Adventure DX. However, the big game that came out that year was Sonic Heroes. Let's go! My head's spinning. So I mean, I don't want to be biased much, but this is actually my favorite Sonic game. It was my first played 3D Sonic game, and man oh man, did it leave an impression. The music is top tier, the level design and stage themes are top tier, and the gameplay is so addicting. Getting that perfect switch to another partner at full speed and being able to keep your momentum going feels so good. Are the controls a bit slippery? Sure they are. And can the game get repetitive due to most of the teams playing mostly the same? Yeah, but this ish right here is just so fun. And at that time, this game was by far the fastest Sonic company has ever ran. To me at least, I'm counting this game as a huge W for the 2000s era. Its review score from IGN was an 8. Should have been a 10, but 8 is respectable. And at this point, you may be asking why I'm throwing out these IGN review scores, and my reasoning for doing so is to give a better look at the reception the game got around that time, and also to give a better insight into what some of IGN's reviewers thought about Sonic games before the infamous Sonic was never good segment. So came 2004, which was a bit of a slow year for Sonic, at least compared to the other years in the 2000s era. 3 spin-offs came out, these being Sega Superstars, a party game with various different minigames that received average reviews, Sonic Mega Collection Plus, and Sonic vs. 3, which received a 9 from IGN. Within the year 2005, there was the Sonic Gems Collection, another Sonic compilation title that held many of Sonic's lesser-known classic titles. These games included Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighter, Sonic Gar, and a bunch of Game Gear Sonic games, as well as unlockable Genesis games that were unrelated to the Sonic series. Sonic Rush became the new portable series for the Sonic franchise, and this game just oozed style. Had a banging soundtrack, a great new playable character in Blaze the Cat, and even introduced a boost-like game style too. But 2005 might have also been the year that introduced what much of the Sonic community has called the Dark Ages of Sonic. And the game that contributed to what many may look at as the start of Sonic's 3D downfall is Shadow the Hedgehog. Believe me when I say it, but I was actually crazy excited for this game as a kid. My local GameStop had this huge Shadow banner hanging from the roof, and this might have been the first game I had my parents ever pre-order for me too. Then I played it, and it sucked. There were so many times where I had to restart a level due to falling through the floor and being stuck under the level. The level objectives are tiring and repetitive, which makes the game so much worse since you will need to repeat many of those same objectives in order to get all the different non-canon endings in the game to then eventually get the true ending. Plus, even as a kid, I didn't like the forced cursing that some of the Sonic characters were using. Shadow's gameplay wasn't that great either, with him being insanely slippery. At least in Heroes, you could change the power of flying formation, the game more control, and the levels were built around those mechanics. Here though, Shadow's rocket shoes have zero traction. His weapons did not add much to the game either, at least for me. The only weapons I really enjoyed using was the vacuum pod and egg vacuum. But so far, at least this was the first major stumble in the 2000s era for Sonic, with this game earning a whopping 4.7 from IGN. But things do get better in 2006, right? Right? The year 2006. The year synonymous with the Sonic franchise. But why, you may ask? Well, that was the year the Sonic Riders and Sonic Rivals series started. Duh, that's why. Yeah. I never got to play the Rivals games due to never owning a PSP, but they looked fun and had multiple playable characters, offering a 2D platform experience, but with 3D characters and environments, with the player racing either a CPU-controlled character or another player, while dodging traps, collecting items, and unleashing character abilities. The first game in the series received a 7.4 from IGN. Riders, however, was so much different than your standard racing spin-off. The game was stylistically different with another banger of a Sonic soundtrack that was yet unique from other games in the franchise. Characters had new costumes, and hoverboards, or extreme gear as they are called in the game, are nicely designed. And the opening the game got animated by Production IG, who helped co-produce Attack on Titan, is probably the coolest ish ever in a Sonic game. The game itself offered an intense thrill ride that could actually become hard to master due to intricate systems that were layered within the game. I had a bunch of fun with this game. However, the reception at the time was just a bit average. And now on to 2007. Okay, you got me. The real reason why Sonic in the year 2006 are linked to each other is due to the main Sonic title that released that year. That being the game Sonic the Hedgehog, or Sonic 06 as many people like to call it. And yes, everything you heard about the game is true. It is a technical nightmare with unbearable loading screen times. Almost every character in the game, including Sonic and Shadow, control very slow, and you only gain a sense of speed by hitting essentially automated dash panels or when playing the Mach speed sections as Sonic. The only characters that run at a decent speed is, well, the only character that runs at a decent speed is Blaze the Cat. And yes, the story of the game is a mess too. So much in fact that Sonic Team was like, let's actually not make the events of this game canon. Even though they technically are canon, it's just no one remembers them due to the events of that took place in that game not taking place anymore. However, I played this game so much and actually got invested in its ridiculous story as a kid. It could be due to everything around the game, besides the story being very top tier Sonic. The soundtrack is great. They even got Akon to perform his song. I love the locations of the levels as well, and heck, I appreciate some of the world building within Soliana too. '06, the overly ambitious Sonic title that fell flat on its face, that well, I will always have fond memories of and actually enjoyed playing. However, I can't act as if this game did not crush Sonic's reputation, with this game still lingering negatively within the Sonic fan base today. It still somehow miraculously got a better review score from IGN than Shadow the Hedgehog, with the game catching a 4.8 out of 10. 2007 was another busy Sonic year with the release of Sonic Rivals 2 that received average review scores, Sonic Rush Adventure, which came out on Nintendo DS, which received an 8 from IGN, and Sonic and the Secret Rings, the first Sonic title for Nintendo Wii and the first of the storybook duology. To me at least, this game was pretty meh. I like the aesthetic of the game, which takes place within an Arabian Nights book, but its poor controls, mainly stemming from the restriction of having to use motion controls with a horizontal Wii remote and its auto running gimmick, was just not for me. However, the game did receive average review scores at the time, even if it isn't looked too well upon today. So right now, you may be like, wow, Vanilla Rice, I thought you were trying to prove why the 2000s era was the best era for Sonic, and these past few years it seems like Sonic has struggled. Well, if you stick around, I will explain how even the poor Sonic titles of this time still had great aspects to them. But now, continuing with the year 2007, comes this crossover of the century, at least at that point in time. And that is an official Mario vs. Sonic title. Wow, sounds exciting, right? Are these two about to fight it out or something? Well, not exactly, but their respective franchises will duke it out in a series of Olympic game events in the game Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. This game had a massive and brilliant marketing campaign behind it, to commercials with both real-life Mario and Sonic costume mascots messing with each other and even slightly making conversation were both funny and smart. Plus the whole "whose team are you on" slogan really built up the rivalry between the two. The game itself was actually a crazy great time that took advantage of the Wii's motion control gimmick quite well. I have numerous childhood memories of facing my friends in these minigames events, and overall, it brought Sonic back into the mainstream and casual audience after a few negative games. However, that wouldn't be the only time Sonic and Mario would get to face each other. Nope. Because early 2008, my boy Sonic became a playable character in one of the most ambitious fighting game series to grace this earth. And that game was Super Smash Bros. Brawl for the Wii. Sonic was given his own stage, that being Green Hill Zone, with many of his friends popping up in the background as extras. Shadow was a usable assist trophy, and much of Sonic's music was in the game as well. Plus, Sonic got an awesome appearance in the Subspace Emissary storyline, clipping the wings of Taboo and preventing him from turning everyone into trophies. It was great to see how Nintendo treated Sonic as a video game legend in his own right. Furthermore, in the penultimate year of the 2000s era, another Sonic spin-off came out. That being Sega Superstars Tennis, which was a little fun distraction that had a bunch of Sonic Heroes inspired quirks and music from the game, so yeah, I definitely loved that. Sonic Riders Zero Gravity came out this year too. And for the portable video game connoisseurs, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood was released on the DS. I never got to play this RPG styled Sonic game, but I never really heard good things about it. But IGN still managed to give it a 6.5? However, the last mainline Sonic game to come out within the 2000s would bring about a new era of Sonic games, and that game is none other than Sonic Unleashed. At the time this game came out, critical reception of it was not so good, with the Wii version of the game often having better review scores. IGN gave the game a 4.5 out of 10. Yet, in IGN's recent top 10 Sonic games of all time, it placed number 10. And if anything, this illustrates how many casual Sonic fans have warmed up to this game in this day and age, especially compared to many games that have came out in recent years. I always loved Sonic Unleashed, and it's still a game I go back and replay to this day. Yeah, or Werehog levels too long, and can its battle theme really take away from the impressive OST surrounding its levels? For sure. But this game shines almost everywhere else. The story strikes a perfect balance between high-risk stakes and funny, goofy moments. The game is visually impressive and is still one of the better-looking Sonic games to this day. Gameplay-wise, I love how open many of the daytime stages are, the sense of speed you can gain as Sonic, and trying to use his new arsenal to either keep that speed or find shortcuts feels so good. And even hitting a ramp at full boost speed and then flying into the air while controlling your character is such a huge adrenaline rush. Now, on the Xbox Series X, the game runs at a stable 60 FPS. Even the Werehog has some okay combos you can learn and implement. In addition, there's also a good amount of enemy variety too, so you can't just beat every Dark Gaia creature the same. The boss battle encounters for both gameplay styles are unique and fun to go against too. And oh my gosh, I love the game's world. When originally playing the game, I would always be excited to explore whatever new location will pop up next. Each country has its own charm and culture, which can be seen through the food held within each country, the architecture, the buildings, the local resident clothing, and the music accompanying every hub world. Even the NPCs are fun to talk to too. Oh, and don't get me started with this game's soundtrack. Everything is a hit, essentially. Overall, this was an amazing game that still has great significance within the Sonic community. The last year of Sonic's 2000s era saw the release of Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, another Sonic compilation title holding Sonic's classic Genesis outings as well as an impressive number of other Genesis classics. Mario and Sonic were back at it with another Olympic Games game, but this time based on the Winter Olympic Games. And the last significant Sonic title to release was the last game in the storybook series, which was Sonic and the Black Knight. For some reason, when other people find out I'm a hardcore Sonic game, this game is a game that gets brought up in conversation. Perhaps it was due to the popularity of the Wii, but every time I talk to someone about it, usually just really casual Sonic fans, they have nothing but great things to say about it. And to be honest, this game was super fun for me as well. Unlike in the first storybook game, you now get to use both the Wii Remote and Nunchuck to play the game, which offers a lot more control over Sonic, at least when going from left to right. You now swing the Wii Remote to attack using Sonic's sword and new friend, Caliburn, I forget. And that mindless swinging of the remote, added with Sonic's speed, created nothing but chaos. That for me, at least worked. Also, the design of the other knights or Sonic's friends were impressive, and Sonic's Excalibur golden armor form was just insane. I was also shocked by the little plot twist within the game, at least when I was a child, but more so that I actually thought I beat the game to find out there was much more to play. With that being talked about, the 2000 era Sonic games are covered for the most part, minus some of the Genesis ports to portable consoles. Let's take a look at some of the other Sonic media Sonic had going on in the 2000s era. The biggest piece of media besides the games in the 2000s was by far Sonic X. I remember watching this show every Saturday morning as a kid, hoping to hear that banger of an opening. Gotta go fast. That ish pumped me up for my morning basketball or football league games. Sonic X was everywhere at that time. It had its own toy line, had backpacks, comic books, and was even featured in Sonic Adventure DX. This show created many Sonic fans, and for good reason. It had a nice anime art style, gave many of these Sonic characters plenty of spotlight, and even adopted material from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2. Plus, shows from Sonic Past were easily available in the 2000s. Almost every large grocery store and library had DVDs of The Adventures of Sonic, Sat AM, and even Sonic Underground. Comic-wise, Sonic was continuing its Archie journey that originally started in 1993. I can't really attest for the quality of the series, at least around this time, since I can't really remember some of the issues I read back then. The 2000s also brought about various different toy lines, starting with the Resaurus, I think that's how you say it, company that did some Sonic Adventure toy waves, which were great and highly stylized with the use of some amazing materials for such a small price. Then Toy Island took over the manufacturing Sonic toys, who also created Sonic Adventure toys and a variety of Sonic X toys. Admittedly, though, Toy Island was not the best, but in 2009, Jazzwares took over and created some of the best Sonic toys ever made, giving much appreciation to many of Sonic's side characters as well. Oh, and even Sonic Heroes had those awesome Happy Meal toys. Overall, Sonic in the 2000s was great, but what makes it the best? Was it the abundance of games and making sure every system had multiple Sonic titles on it? Well, that certainly helped. But here's the part of the video where I address why even the bad Sonic games had good aspects to it. Within the 2000s era, regardless if a game was good or not, it still represented what Sonic was and paid homage to what made Sonic great, while also building upon Sonic's legacy in new and fun ways. The 2000s era was unabashed about trying new stuff, and if Sega and Sonic Team never took that risk in the 90s in creating a character essentially catering to a Western audience at that time and making a 2D platformer that focused on going fast, Sonic would have never achieved the highs he has hit throughout the franchise's lifespan. The 2000s era also continued to introduce new characters within Sonic's games, an idea that was not foreign to Sonic even in the 90s. Within the 2000s, story played a huge role, another idea that was not strange to Sonic as well in the 90s. It was just now, Sega and Sonic Team had the technology to go more into depth with the story. With this tech came multiple different playstyles due to use of Sonic's friends, who were for the most part integral to the story within these games and were handled with respect and common sense within the Sonic lore. Whereas the meta era has not done much of any of those things. Plus, there were always a way to enjoy Sonic's classic titles and even ways to watch his older shows as well. By far, the greatest criticism this era can receive would be the quality of the games. But were the games really that bad? In all honesty, there were only really 2 terrible games in this era, which didn't make even mediocre or good Sonic titles gain undeserving hate. The late 90s of Sonic had his fair share of bad titles as well, and did not really have the level of success when it comes to Sonic's multitude of spin-off titles that the 2000s era had. The 2D era still received much love from Sonic in the 2000s with the Sonic Advance series, Sonic Rush series, and Sonic Rival series. This era was pure Sonic and really embodied the character. But hey, maybe in the end, I am just some old head reminiscing on my youth. And it is quite possible that if all goes well from here, especially with Sonic Frontiers, we could be seeing the start of a new best era of Sonic. But that is for another time, and only time will tell. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. It was a crazy passion project of mine and gave me an insane amount of nostalgia, and hopefully it did for you as well, especially if you grew up in this era. And if you're newish to the franchise, hopefully you learned something. Well, but that's about all for me. And remember, y'all are all way past cool. Sayonara, home skillets.